Welcome to your pre-tournament analysis of host nation Canada. Canada over the last 2 to 3 years have operated with a 4-4-2, a flat 4-4-2, old school wide players, fullbacks overlapping or underlapping, two centre forwards, one moving to link up, and we'll get into how valuable and how important Jonathan David is in doing so. But it's all about getting the front four in as high a position as possible to attack in 1v1s, attack the box, combine together with the fullbacks joining in and keeping the two centre mids and the two centre halves and another fullback behind the structure and rest defence to keep them attacking. What they do a lot is, sorry, you can see here, this is a 4-2-4 build. What they do a lot is they'll invert a fullback when it's on, they'll keep a fullback wide when they want to stretch a team, but their structure is quite 4-2-4. When this moves to Johnson, you're going to start seeing the biggest part for me. If there's a team at this tournament that's going to rely so heavily on one star player, for me it's Canada and Jonathan David. He is the centre forward link player. He's the player that tends to have a kind of free role, something you'll have seen him do lots of with Juventus this season. He was pivotal in those moments there, creating that opportunity for the penalty. Here he is dropping into centre mid, deeper than one of the centre mids, almost in line with both fullbacks when he's playing, just to come in as that extra player, because if you're playing with two banks of four, two centre mids in there, you need to try and have one of the strikers come and join. It's very old school. It's very what 4-4-2 used to be. You always had one striker long, one striker short. The reason the fullbacks move inside the pitch is to try and free up wingers 1v1 and try and get the fullbacks going under at pace without a runner. Just the ball speed here lets them down. By the time it gets to the winger, there's pressure on, there's people following the fullback. But the intent was there, and that is what we see from Canada when we're looking back at the Gold Cup campaign. And here we go again with Jonathan David. Complete free role. He is the centre forward, but he is allowed to go wherever he wants almost to create. And when he moves, he tends to get on the ball in the right area. He tends to make the right pass selection when he does so. He is the one for me that will make Canada tick in all these games, especially with the home crowd. He could be a really exciting one. Unlucky with the chance here, but you've seen Jonathan David pop up 3 or 4 times in that move. His quality as a link player, here he is when Alistair Johnson wins back possession for Canada. He's the one they play to. He's the one that plays the 1-2, creates the goal scoring opportunity, and it's finished off. He'll be so important to this team as they go on. Benefit of having two centre forwards, they can move into these clever little positions and find themselves little gaps. They can move off of centre halves into the fullback areas to try and find different positions. Here again, move the centre half out. Great finish in the end, but it's all about those different movements, having two centre forwards against two centre backs to move teams around, and in these transition moments as well, because they're so keen to have the 4-2-4. Whenever they win the ball back, they get opportunities. They get lucky here, but because they have a front four, the ball will fall to them and they will have numbers in there. Counter-attacking is no different. Running through the middle, the pace is extraordinary here. So if teams are going to high press Canada, if teams are going to lose the ball against Canada when they drop into their block and get behind the ball, a through ball, the perfect time through ball there is clean through and goal. They end up with 4-5 in the box again, so it's that energy going forward. The press, very similar to what we've seen already. 4-2-4, drop it into a 4-4-2, using the two centre forwards to kind of adjust off the 6, but they are willing to go man for man. They are willing to jump on the goalkeeper. They are willing to push two centre mids up man for man, and then one of the centre forwards recovers in their position. Or if it's too deep, as you can see here, the right mid will come over into centre mid. That's allowed the centre mid to actually go and press. So they're very clearly well structured by the manager and what they do. And then if the press does get broken, it's all about hard work, endeavour, intensity to get back behind the ball, reset up, get into your two banks of four, get set up with your front two, get ready to press when it goes to the side, and you're back in your 4-4-2 formation in a mid block, ready to move into high press at any opportunity. But the structure is very clear. They'll let teams play to their fullbacks, but once that happens, they need to get their structure right. The only issue for me is a lot of chances from very basic play over the top. even when the defensive line isn't very high, like this one, it's only 25 yards of space. Defenders didn't recover. Defenders didn't get back to stop the cross, and they were very lucky. Similar situation here. When it goes out, there's not a lot of space in behind, but they find the player, they find the gap, they get a cross in. It's well defended in the end, but it seems way too easy to get space in there. And that's the same for transition moments. I feel like whenever it breaks, if Canada don't pick it up, it's a couple of passes and a team can be clean through and goal, which could be a problem at this tournament. From corners, efficiency will depend on what they do pre-tournament, but their deliveries are good, their setups are good, their routines are good. They've got a very good physical side, good size, good stature, good in the air. It'll just be interesting to see what they come up with during the tournament, to see if they can put up numbers in this tournament from set plays. I think that'll be a really important factor going into this tournament. Same for free kicks. It'll just be interesting to see what teams work on, but we'll cover that as the tournament expands and goes on, and what sort of trends we see from an analysis point of view.